to the final race of this weekend in Aquila Formula 1000. We've had 2 races so far. Andreas Cadabo, the experienced one, has won both so far, but we've had different contenders in P2. Last time out we had Linus Stjernlund in second, but the one before that we had Lionel Score, who also put in the track record while on his way to second place. So it's all up for grabs, and don't count anyone out yet for the win. I know at least that a lot of guys behind want to challenge Andreas this time around, so let's see if they can actually succeed in doing that. But we have the grid for the race, which is based upon the total points haul so far this weekend. So in pole position then, Andreas Katebo, number 14. Alongside him, Linus Stjernlund in P2. P3 we have Albin Gustafsson in an impressive debut performance. And then Lionel Score in P4 with now the track record since race 1. P5, Oskar Mellstig. P6, Gustav Berglund. And then in P7 we have Fredrik Lindholm. Kalle Svensson in P8, and then William Isaksson in P9. P10 is rounded out by Pete Norbeck. And then we have in P11 Enzo Collin, Jonathan Elander in P12. William Eriksson making an impressive performance last race and now is starting P13 this race. The American Devin Grabko in P14. Max Stjernlund, little brother Stjernlund in P15. Marcus Papp in P16. Selina Hessman in P17. Johan Wahlen in P18, and Agnes Wahlen rounds out the grid at P19. As we now see the drivers doing a couple of burnouts before entering the start-finish straight where they are to line up on the grid. I think I'm personally coaching Fredrik Lindholm, William Isaksson and Pete Norbeck, and I know they're all looking to gain positions. Well, of course everyone is, but I've talked to them, and I know especially Fredrik and William have changed their minds in before this race, so let's see if they can convert that into real performance and positions. I know also Enzo Collin has had some last minute changes to his car, and let's see if that can bump up his performance for this race. As we now see Fredrik Lindborg, who once again has the onboard camera lining up into his 7th slot position on the grid. As the anticipation builds for what is the final race of the weekend. Now Agnes is in the back, lining up into her slot as well. Selina Hessman slightly ahead of her, also lining up. And the Marcel's running to make sure this is as quick as possible. I can tell you from where I'm standing, I can see that Linus Stjernlund is quite a far way behind in his slot gap. He's standing quite far rearwards. So don't be surprised if Albin Gustafsson in P3 tries something, because he is very optimally placed in the grid box. But as they line up in the green flag at the back, 5-second board is out. It's time to go racing for the final time this weekend. Revs are being lit up. Now we have first light, second light, third light, 4, 5, and we're on the way. And Linus Stjernlund actually gets a really good start. Can he manage to challenge Andreas Katebo into the first corner? No, not quite, but Oskar Mellstig makes a really good move. And he's up to P3 into the first corner. It's the big loser, is Albin Gustafsson, who actually lost the position into turn 1. As we now see Fredrik's on board, he's trying to make a move on Gustav Berglund. Outside, inside, where can he find it? He's quite close behind. See if he can find a gap going to turn 4. Would be an audacious move, but we'd better to wait on the back straight, but he might try it nonetheless. As they break into Tyler's corner. Oh, and we see have an off. Who have an off? I don't know who that is. There's a lot of gravel going by. They seem to be managing to rejoin the track, but it could have been... seems to be a darker color car, who we have so many now this season. Fredrik Lindholm right up the back of what is Gustav Berglund, and he goes out to the outside, and that means Fredrik can slot in, and he tries to go for P5 already, but Lionel kind of closes the door there. Now he goes to outside, and we see him spin. Albin Gustafsson spins on the apex, and Fredrik is almost also off. Now they have a drag race down to turn 6, him and Lionel, who will get up on top. It's very close, very close.
Oh, that's racing.
Yep. So where did Albin manage to rejoin? He had a spin on the apex. Don't know what happened. William Isaksson going for a move on Gustav... No, not Gustav Berglund. He is fighting with Kalle Svensson. That's got him past. And now Pete Norbeck is diving down inside of Kalle as well. So Kalle losing 2 positions in just a couple of corners. But it seems to me that this race, Andreas has not run away with it in first lap, and Linus is actually hanging on to him. As we have a big fight further behind, and yeah, William Eriksson is looking for a move on Enzo Collin. Enzo Collin looking on Pete Norbeck, but not quite getting past. The big loser in that corner seems to be Kalle. Yeah, so it was Max Kvarnelund who was off at the beginning of the lap.
He's hunting down Agnes.
Yeah.
Agnes Varland right now.
He's picked up the pace quite a bit for this race.
Really, really. Okay, nice to see that Andreas don't get the...
He hasn't pulled away this time.
No.
Linus is definitely within slipstream distance.
Yeah.
This means that we probably will have a race fight for the win this time around, as the slippery surface flag is waved at turn 5 because of the spin from Albin last lap. Now we see Fredrik having a little move of Lionel. He's looking inside, finding the inside. He's now in overlap. Can he make the move stick? This would be for P5. And indeed he gets it. There's a gravel on the inside. Can he manage to keep it straight? Yes, he does. So the question is now, is Lionel still behind him, or can he now pull away and catch up to the guy in head, who is Gustav Berglund, who has made a really impressive start, starting from P6, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he had a little look there down into F2 corner, but Fredrik Lindholm not budging when it comes to Lionel's score. I actually told him before this race, it's time to get your elbows out and show who you really are. No, nice Fredrik from now on. And he seems to be listening, as we see William has also gone up from his position, is now in P7 from P9 starting grid.
Yeah, look at Enzo Collin.
Yeah, he's looking down the inside of William as I say that, and now he's down to P8. Enzo Collin up to P7. Really impressive performance from him. No, that was William Eriksson.
Yeah. Enzo is still 9, but it seems like he's having problem with the car all day, but now it finally seems like it could be fixed.
And look at this. Linus is hounding down Andreas this time. This time it won't be a sail away victory, because Linus is gonna have the slipstream this time around. Can he make a move into turn 5 in Mjölby? We know there's some gravel on the inside, so watch out for that, drivers. But yeah, Linus is now gonna try and move into turn 5. Outside, inside, where it's gonna be? Seems to be outside this time around.
Yeah.
Andreas going tight, but narrowly missing the gravel, which is so crucial. Fredrik still hanging on to that P5. Oh, getting a bit of a snap there, Fredrik is on the gravel. He lost out to Lionel because he got on the gravel. So slippery surface proving tricky for Fredrik Lindholm. And now Lionel is pointing towards forwards. Go forward. We can't fight this much. We need to catch up. But nice idea, actually. Nice idea. As we now see Andreas rejoining from the final corner. Linus and Oscar hounding him down. The gap has opened up a bit now.
Yeah, Lionel and Fredrik, are they still fighting, or are they trying to catch up?
They seem to be catching up this time around. Yeah, William Isaksson has gotten back past William Eriksson, is down up into P7 again.
Yeah, and Enzo Collin, he's really... seems like he's all over William Eriksson, and now he's passing in Paris, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
now Linus has dropped back now. He's in the clutches of Oscar Melstig this time around, so it's more going to be a fight of trying to defend P2 instead of going after P1 in Andreas again. And
yeah, look at Lionel and Fredrik down up straight.
Going side by side. Yeah. It's a drag race into turn 5. Who will get out on top? At first we see Oscar Melstig and Linus Kvarnelund entering the final corner for turn 5. And
we have yellow.
Yeah, that's we have a slippery surface track still from the gravel that was kicked up on the first lap. Where has he gone, Gustafsson? He's down in P14 after that spin in the beginning. I don't know if he got help around or if that was a personal mistake. Didn't quite catch it. And we still see Fredrik here hounding down Lionel. Will they go for a move, or will they try to catch up? I know Fredrik, he's a tactical guy. He will want to catch up in front instead. Andreas is still eking up that gap a tiny bit more.
Then you have Lionel still in front of Fredrik.
Yep.
And William Isaksson, William Eriksson, Pete now. Okay.
Yeah.
And so Colin in 10th.
Yeah.
Let's
so
see.
Pete up into P9. William Eriksson so far the big climber in this race. From P13 on the grid up all the way up into P8. So impressive performance from him. Now once again it's Oskar Melstig hunting down Linus Scheinel on the back straight. Will he be able to get past? We'll wait and see as he looks right up his bumper. It actually looks like he's kind of pushing him. No, he's going to the inside into Mjölby. He's gotten the overlap on the inside. Will he make a move? Remember, there's gravel on the inside, so if Linus squeezes him into the inside, he will get a bit snap. No, but they managed fine. And it seems to me that they caught up to Andreas a little bit on that straight by being smart. Yeah, there's definitely a smaller gap to Andreas this time around as they go on to the F2 corner. Yeah, I would say that slipstream distance from now on. Let's see if Linus Scheinelund on the next lap can try a move. If he keeps the sector 1 clean and especially gets a good run out of the Parisian corner, he could probably have a move. As we now join what is the 5th lap starting now. See Fredrik, he's gotten past Lionel's score again. He went, I think he went for a move into the last corner. Lionel kind of looking, but Fredrik not budging. He's keeping that position for now. And it seems to me Scheinelund has lost a bit of time again. Gustav Berglund now putting in the fastest lap of the race, 32.846. So maybe getting into a rhythm. Will he join up into the second place battle?
Yeah.
William Eriksson now getting past William Isaksson. And now we have a big group behind. It's Fredrik Lindholm, then it's Lionel Score, and then we have William Eriksson, as we said earlier, then Pete Norbeck, and then William Isaksson, and then also Colin.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
I will see once again Oskar trying a move on Linus Scheinelund, but not quite getting it to work. And now we have Lionel Score way down the inside of Fredrik Lindholm. Who will win this battle? It's on the outside. Fredrik keeps it stick. He keeps it round the outside and makes it work, not giving him any extra room. Now I think Lionel is on the left. Does he have an overlap? No, he doesn't. Instead, it's Lionel having to fend off and looking in the mirrors. Fredrik holding on really well into the turn 5. And but then braking early. Lionel Score has a dive, but instead he's gonna lose momentum. He's gonna have to look in the rear view mirrors for William Eriksson. So we now see them exiting the final corner. Really good racing from both Lionel and Fredrik at this point. And now William Eriksson is looking on Lionel. He's having a move. This is a rookie, don't remember. This is his first ever Aquila race. And he's all the way up into P6 at this point, from P13 on the grid. Yeah, William Eriksson, I would say, so far doing the drive of this race. Now he's hunting down Fredrik Lindholm. Can he have a move going onto the back straight? As we see Linus Scheinelund once again side by side with Oskar Melstig on the back straight, and now Gustav Berglund has definitely caught up to them. Side by side, going into turn 5. Andreas once again kind of checking out at this point. Albin Gustafsson now making up the early positions he lost. Now it's side by side. William Eriksson and Fredrik Lindholm will get out on top of that one. We'll wait and see as we go on board, and now we see the outside view. William Eriksson firmly alongside, and he actually goes way faster into the corner, and he makes it stick. So William Eriksson up into P5.
Wow. There they are coming.
Yeah. Down into turn 6. They re-emerge. And now it's an audacious dive from Lionel Score. And there's a contact between William Isaksson and who is that? That's Pete Norbeck. They had contact. No, that was Albin Gustafsson. They had contact in F2 corner. It seemed that Lionel Score made a late move. And then William got caught out. And that resulted in a contact with Albin Gustafsson, who spun early on and is definitely frustrated. So, as we can also see that Gustav Berglund has made his way past Oskar Melstig, and now is now looking at Linus. Side by side between Devon Grabko and William Isaksson into turn 1. Who will get out on top of that one? It seems to be William Isaksson. Last lap, Andreas Skattebo 32.787. He's checked out of this one, but now it's down to the fight of P2 and P5.
Yeah. You also have the other guys down in the order. Enzo Collin, Devin Grabko starting to get the pace. It's amazing. Marcus Papp also. Really, really fun to see.
Max Stjärnelund has having a fight with Selina Hessman.
Yeah.
Now we can see there's a battle again. Fredrik Lindholm looking for him. He's want to go back, going past William Eriksson again into turn 5. This time he's on the inside, making a really committed move. That's a good move. He's passed. William Eriksson back down to P6, but now he's getting a switch back into turn 6. Will he get the outside and then inside into F2 corner? Is he here? No. He seems to have slotted in behind Fredrik. So we have Fredrik again back in P5 and William Eriksson hunting him down right behind. Now we have Gustav Berglund up into second place. So he's got him past Linus Stjärnelund as well from P6 on the grid to P2. Also very commendable effort.
And there you have Fredrik again.
Yep, Fredrik. And then it's William Eriksson and Lionel score behind him. And then it's formed a bit of a gap down to what is Jonathan Nylander now in P8. No, Kalle Svensson.
Yes. William trying to pull away from Enzo Collin, but it's Enzo still having momentum.
Yeah, William Isaksson up to P8. And I think Albin Gustafsson has fell back down again.
Let's see, Selina Hessman. We have Selina here. Yes.
And now we see Fredrik going as close as he can to the wall. Trying to defend from William Eriksson once again on the back straight. The 3 wide going into turn 5 again. Who'll get out on top? It's Fredrik on the inside and Lionel on the outside and William in the middle. Then we can say William does still side by side with Fredrik. Fredrik gets a bit of a snap, but he gets out of corner. But now it's side by side into turn 6. Who will have the speed into turn 6 and then F2? I know it's preferable to be on the outside, but it seems that he might have a bit of a too big overlap, William. And yes, he's passed into turn 6. Can Fredrik make a dive into F2? Yes, he does. He makes a really committed dive, and he gets back past William again. He forces him wide, and that's him back up to P5. Really clean racing and good racing from both of them. As we now see Lionel doing a late dive on William Eriksson in the last corner. He makes it stick. And William lost out. So it's Fredrik from Lionel and then William Eriksson.
Yes. Now it's the last lap also.
Already, we had so much fun. I wish there would be more, but we're already at the last lap of the race and this weekend. Let's see. Skattebo has formed a gap now, and it seems like Berglund is putting away a bit more. This is the final chance for Linus Stjärnelund to take P2. Then Oscar Merstig in P4. P5, we'll see who emerges into the out of turn 4. It's Fredrik Lindholm and then Lionel score. And Fredrik gets a really good exit out of the turn 4 corner. Let's see if he can hold on down to turn 5 Mjölby corner. And William Eriksson also looking at Lionel. We're going to have another 3 wide moment if I'm correct. And then we can see also Gustav Berglund fending up Linus Stjärnelund. And Oscar, we have 3 wide now, going down into turn 5.
Yeah, and then so Colin having
who is on the outside? It seems to me that Fredrik is going to be the winner out of that one, but we'll see. We see Andreas going through the last couple of corners. He's going to win this race, but the important thing is what's going on behind him. You have Gustav Berglund still fending him off. Will come out on top of that one. We see a move being made into the last corner, but it doesn't seem that they can quite beat him. Gustav Berglund is going to be P2 as Andreas wins the race. No, Linus Stjärnelund actually got past in the final corner, so it's Linus Stjärnelund and then Gustav Berglund. And we can see here Fredrik Lindholm making a late move on William Eriksson. Lionel got past them both, but now we can see who's going to be P6. Lionel has secured P5 as it seems. Fredrik and William is going to have a run up to the line, but it's P5 for Lionel and P6 for Fredrik and P7 for William Eriksson. As we have another drag race between William and Enzo Collin, but William wins that one too. William Isaksson ahead of Enzo Collin. And there we have Jonathan Nylander. Devin Grabko making a commendable effort, and then Pete Norbeck behind him. Grabko up into P12. And then we have Albin Gustafsson, who had that early spin, and then Marcus Papp behind him. So An exciting one, this one. You can see Johan Varland emerging from the last corner with Max Stjärnelund behind him.
Yeah, Selina Hessman also. She's picking up speed almost a second faster than last heat. Good to see. Same with Agnes Varland.
Yeah.
1:38. Good.
Yeah. An exciting one, this one, which rounds out our weekend here at Mantorp Park, the opening race of the season. So we get the final results. Andreas Skattebo wins a Grand Slam here at Mantorp ahead of Linus Stjärnelund, and then Gustav Berglund going from P6 to P3. Oskar Mälstig, Lionel Score. Then it's actually Fredrik Lindholm behind him, but some timing issue. William Eriksson in P7, Kalle Svensson in P8. William Isaksson in P9, Enzo Collin in P10, Jonathan Olander in P11, Devin Grabko in P12, Pete Norbeck P13, Albin Gustafsson P14, Marcus Papp P15, Fredrik Lindholm, as I said, is not his P6, Johan Varland is P16, yeah, Max Stjärnelund P17, Selina Hessman P18, and Agnes Varland in P19. Thank you for joining us this weekend. It's been an amazing weekend with lots of good racing. No contact for I could tell, except for this final one in with William and Albin Gustafsson it was. I don't really call what happened on the first lap. Getting out of breath because it's so exciting. But yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.